I cordially welcome Dr. Sister Teresa Gade, correspondent of our college, Dr. Sister Shaini KP, our principal, today's eminent speaker, Mr. Roshan Kumar Singh,
Thank you, ma'am.
Technical Director of Spectrum Solutions, Pondicherry, and all the participants across the country for this faculty development program organized by the Department of Computer Science, Tenali. I would like to present a brief note on the importance of the seminar. IoT is a new paradigm worldwide, which refers to any system of physical devices that receive and transfer data over wireless networks without human intervention. The concept of IoT is to connect anything at any time and anywhere with an internet. Today, IoT plays a major role in our day-to-day life. The IoT is used in various applications such as traffic, remote monitoring, agriculture, smart cities, smart homes, logistics management, and many more. The development of IoT knowledge is very much continues to be increasingly in demand by scientists and industrialists. It is because of the ability of IoT to connect to many devices, to communicate with each other and enter information through the internet as delivered by even with a variety of devices that can carry certain functions or benefits. So the purpose of organizing this seminar is to explore the theoretical and practical hub of IoT and to learn more about the applications of IoT in education. Now, I cordially invite Dr. Sister Shaini KP, the principal of our college, to give her welcome remarks.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of JMJ College for Women Tenali, I extend a warm welcome to all the participants for this one-day national webinar and faculty development program on the practical paradigm of Internet of Things. I warmly welcome the well-known speaker, Mr. Roshan Kumar Singh from Spectrum Solutions, Pondicherry.
Thank you, ma'am.
I express my gratitude to Mr. Roshan for his generosity to accept our invitation and readiness to share his expertise and experience to the teaching community. I congratulate the Department of Computer Science for organizing this one-day webinar on the applications of IoT. Science and technology has created a new dimension in the modern era. It has brought comfort in the lives of all human beings. Every day, new invention takes the world to higher advancement, and the development in the field of Internet of Things has made the human life more sophisticated. This technology enables the user to access the information from a remote location. Internet of Things has widespread applications in many fields. Hence, I hope this FDP will create a platform to discuss the different applications of Internet of Things which play a vital role in the field of education and in the daily life of the people. I wish all the success and beseech God's blessings to have prolific and fruitful deliberations. Once again, I welcome all the participants and the speaker of today to have very enriching session. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, sister, for your greetings and appreciation. Now, I invite Ms. B. Devi Priya, lecturer in computer science, to introduce our distinguished speaker, Mr. Roshan Kumar Singh.
Thank you, ma'am. I am very much delighted to introduce Mr. Roshan Kumar Singh, the renowned speaker of the day. Mr. Roshan Kumar Singh is a gold medalist and obtained his master's in embedded systems. He has published 126 papers in various national and international journals and has given to invited talks in various places. He is a person with rich experience and an expert in various technologies like MATLAB, Android Studio, web and blog builders and many more. He received International Indo-Nepal Samrashtra Award in 2018 for his excellence in the field of academics and technical skills. Presently, he is working as a technical director of Spectrum Solutions, Pondicherry. Sir, we are glad to invite you to take over the session. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. So, first of all, I would like to thank Dr. Sister Saini to organize such an innovative program, and the family of JMJ College to coordinate it with this much dedication. And I see here many of my friends are from Nepal also, so you can call this event as an international event. So the people who were the resource person in our previous international conferences, they are available here from Nepal and other countries as well. So about IoT, why we have taken this event as practical paradigm? Because already you would have participated in many webinars, faculty development programs and all. The main concentration what we deal during the classes as well as during the event is, we see that we have some PPTs and we just see that theoretically what all the things are possible. We can just see the practical things in a bit. We are not seeing that how it's implemented actually in real-time society. So our initiation here is to make the system completely practical. So in my slide you will just find 2 slides as a theoretical one. All remaining will be practical implementations that we have already developed, and you will be able to see that on YouTube and in real-time videos. So let us start the event. So I would like to share my screen. I hope the screen is visible to everyone. So this PPT is available, which I have converted in the form of PDF. So if you want to open this, means try to open by right clicking and open with in Google Chrome. Why I am insisting to put in Google Chrome? Because you will be able to see the hyperlinks that you can directly open from this PDF. So as you know, this is a national webinar about the practical paradigm of Internet of Things. So IoT is the recent technology, almost everybody knows that, because IoT is the latest implementation for most of the department. It's not only for computer science, it has been there for a long time right now, but daily new innovations are coming. IoT with artificial intelligence, IoT with embedded system, IoT with multiple image processing technology is being flourishing right now. So what we'll see in the overview, it means, okay, if we know about IoT, means already we know IoT is like this. It's the interconnection of multiple devices through internet, that is called as IoT. This theory part everybody knows. Means using internet we are going to control some devices and we are going to update the information online. So these are the major 2 works practically possible by IoT. 2 works I am telling is, you can control something or you can update something on the web page. These are the 2 works. Whatever other works you are seeing of the IoT, that is just the subdomain of this one. So coming to the main part, what is the introduction of IoT? That is the only one theory slide you will see in my PPT. So Kevin Ashton, a British technology pioneer, coined the term Internet of Things. Actually he only first told that Internet of Things is a term and which can be used with the name IoT. The system of ubiquitous sensor connecting the physical world to the internet. Ubiquitous means which is available everywhere. So IoT technology can be combined with sensors to update the informations online. In our forthcoming session, we'll see how it's implemented practically. Then the things, internet and connectivity are the 3 core components of the IoT. IoT is made up of 3 things mainly. The things, it means that sensors or the physical objects, internet and connectivity solutions. Like you have some mediums, like internet is the connection medium, then you have modem, routers, like that. Each thing is uniquely identifiable, but it is able to interoperate within the existing internet infrastructure. Means everything is available, and with the help of internet we are interlinking everything. Now IoT is the relationship between people to people, people to thing, and things to things. It means you will be able to connect multiple people, multiple things, and people and things. These are the ideas. So this is the theory thing almost everybody understands how the IoT works. Now how it's implemented practically. So you can see anything, any place, anytime. So IoT can be implemented with anything, at any place, on any time. With the help of satellite internet communication is also it's possible to communicate. Now moving to the practical paradigm, this is the main thing of our event today. What we have done, we have considered some recent topics, recent problems, what we faced in day-to-day life, and we have tried to solve using IoT, and you will be happy to know that we have got success in that, and we have created the real-time working models of that, and we are going to show you that in video in just a few seconds. So our first topic is about an IoT approach to pesticide spray robot. So what is the problem behind that you will understand? Like, this is the problem number one: skin disease and cancer due to pesticide to farmers. So what happens when the farmer use pesticide? What they will do, most of the farmers will not have that resources, like they will wear gloves, masks, and then they will use the pesticide. It's not possible, not practical actually in many cases. Even though if they wear the masks or they wear this some gloves and all, still some amount of pesticide will enter in their body, and that much amount of pesticide is so dangerous that it may cause this much big problem. If it entered in a little bigger amount, it can cause this much big problem. If it enters in a lesser amount also, it damages kidney, liver, suddenly kidney failure and all. So using IoT technology, what we can do, how we can make the system that farmers don't need to go nearby the plant and do this pesticide things by their hands. So now many solutions are already there. They told before that we can use this one. We don't need to use chemicals and all. But practically, you only think is it possible? Some amount of chemical we have to use. So till the solution is coming, we have other IoT solution, and the name is an IoT approach to pesticide spray robot. We have created a robotic technology combined with IoT, so that farmers don't need to go and they don't need to spray the pesticide by their hands. So what is the solution idea? Idea is, we have one microcontroller here, and with the microcontroller we are creating one robot. That control is going through Android application. From your phone you can give the command, and whatever the things are happening you will be able to see online. So for controlling that robot, you have a mobile phone. To see that what all the things are happening, you have online internet. You have one IoT camera, means online you will be able to see it. Then from mobile phone itself you will be able to spray the pump, so it will pump the this type of pesticide on the plants, and farmers can stand on a longer distance and they can control this. And believe me, it's so simple that any person who has not studied also can control it very well. So this is the developed solution. ES03 is the number which we have given to them, an IoT approach to pesticide spray robot. So why we have told you to open this in Google Chrome? Because if you click on, we have given the hyperlink on this logo, on this name, as well as on this YouTube link. So once you click on this YouTube link, it will take you to the concerned page.
Yes, sir.
So first I will...
Sir?
Yeah, yes.
Sir, problem with your audio, sir, just it is breaking. It is not audible. It's not clear.
Okay.
Can you check your audio, please?
It's audible, sir. It's audible.
Okay.
But just some of the participants are hearing that it's going to break partly it is partly.
I hope it is audible, or I should search it again. I should find it some solution.
Yes, sir. It is. No. It's audible, sir.
Oh, okay.
It's audible.
Oh, okay. Okay. So how we were talking actually, that if you click on this link, already we have given the hyperlink for all the videos. So once you click on this link, you can right click and open link in new tab. Once you open this, means you will be getting the video. So this video is actually created by me on our YouTube channel. So I have muted this audio, but what happens in this audio, actually complete explanation is available. That also we have done, but still I'll explain you. See, this is the robot actually. In this robot we have one water tank available. On this water tank,
Okay.
we are going to fill the pesticides. Now you can see there is a mobile phone. This mobile phone can act like a IP camera. If you don't want to purchase one IP camera, you can have one phone here, and due to Android application you can convert your phone as IP camera. You can see this wheel. This wheel is a 10 centimeter wheel, so you can, in real time work, you can replace it with 2 feet or 3 feet wheels. So that is possible. For our office purpose we have made it as a small model. So I'll run the whole thing and then it will be clear to you. So this is the robotic model. In this we have used one microcontroller system, and there is a water tank on the top. The main problem is this one. Because of the pesticide entering in the body of the farmers, we have made this system. In this you can see a lot of, that is the IoT device actually. That IoT device updates all the information online. Yes, so you'll find that there is a Bluetooth connected. Because of the Bluetooth we are able to connect with the mobile phones, and the 4 wheels will be there. So from mobile phone, how we are going to connect the camera as well as how we are going to connect the robot, that is available. You can see this graphical user interface. In the graphical user interface, front, back, left, right, all the options are available. So how you want to control it is up to you, and the distance will be like 30 meters. Till 30 meters you will be able to control. 30 meter is a bigger distance. If you want to increase the distance, that also is possible. So you can see that IP camera which is fitted on the robot, that is connected with our laptop using internet. So if I control the robot on forward, reverse, left and right, the same way the real time broadcast of the video is happening. It's coming to our laptop. Forward, reverse, left, right, and the camera thing will be coming to you. So if you are very far, you cannot see the robot also, no problem, you will be able to control it. Yes, so you see that water is falling actually. So how the water is falling, there is a switch in the same Android application where you are doing left, right, front and back. There is a button. If you press the button, you will be able to control that. You see that this is on, see the water is falling, and this is off. So like the same way, instead of water we have to fill the liquid pesticide in that one. Okay, so actually I'll show you one thing. What we have done, to create any type of robotic system, there should be a microcontroller. It means there should be, this is the microcontroller, that is Arduino Uno Atmega 328 PPU microcontroller, that is programmed by embedded C programming, and this is a motor driver IC. So L293D motor driver IC is there, means whatever command you give by the mobile phone, that connects to this Bluetooth. This is HC05 Bluetooth. So whatever command you give in the terms of A or B or C or D, we press different buttons, means we are sending different logics. So that logic comes to this Bluetooth wirelessly, then through this red cable it comes to the receiver. The transmitter of this Bluetooth is connected with the receiver of the Arduino. So once the command comes ABCD, it understands A means what I have to do, B means what I have to do. So I have given A means forward, B means reverse, C means left, D means right. Now E means what? E means it will on the motor from here, and F means it will off the motor. So all these commands are going from this Android application to the robotic system. Okay. Coming to the IoT part, that also I'll show you right now. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah. Yes. Hello, is it audible to everyone?
Yes, sir, it is audible.
Okay. Yes, so I was telling about the robotic part. So how you already saw that how the robot is getting controlled. What I am doing through this Android application, I am controlling the robot. Now coming to the IoT part, what is the use of this IoT in this robot? So you will see that you already know, to control IoT systems, to have a look on IoT system, there should be one authentication. Means anybody should not see what is happening. So what we have one online IP address. You have to go to the IP address and you have to type the username and password provided to you by the IoT company. So that we are going to feed here in the laptop. Okay, so you see all the updates will be available here. Pesticide spray activated, pesticide spray deactivated. Means if we want to have a track that in whole day how many robots activated, how much amount of pesticide got sprayed, from what time to what time the spray happened. So all this information will be coming through this IoT page. So to control the pesticide spray, we have our embedded system. Then to control the robot, we have our Android application, and to update the information we have IoT. So you see, to make this implementation, we have connected three different technologies, three different departments. Three different departments are IoT, Android application development, and your embedded system. So all three combined is giving the solution. So farmers don't need to go nearby the plant. They can spray the pesticide from a longer distance, and this type of device, if it is manufactured in real time, it will be way economical. It won't cost much. Maximum it will cost like 2,500 like that. But if it is implemented in bulk, so this is very good solution to find this type of problem can be totally mitigated with the farmers, and they won't be getting this type of skin disease and all. So this is our IoT implementation number 1. Moving to the second part. Okay, so that was problem number 1. I hope it is clear to everyone. Yes, this is implementation or problem number 2. Heart attack and timely reach to hospital. So what happens, suddenly we listen every time, mostly we'll be listening that okay, somebody got heart attack. Now the problem is nobody gets heart attack immediately. If somebody's heart is getting some problem, at least half an hour, 10 minutes, 15 minutes back, there will be some slight fluctuations. The person will start to feel unease. So, but the person will not consider that as a big thing. They will try to rest, they will drink water until the time, the crucial time is already over. they are not able to reach to the hospitals on the correct time. So what we can do using IoT system? So you see, in India, the top 10 cause of death is actually, in the top 10 causes, the rank one is heart attack or heart failure. So due to that sudden death, due to different disease death, you will find that heart attack will be on the top of the list. Why? Because of our daily routines, daily habits, less movement, so these things are happening. Now, every year the cases are increasing. At least 17, 18, 20 cases are keep on increasing, and these are the reported cases. Many cases are not reported. So it happens actually in the block of artery, due to the block in artery and all, and you see the person will suddenly feel some unease and the person will die. So what is the main reason of death is the person is not able to get the proper medication on the proper time. Doctors are not able to reach, the patient is not able to reach the hospital. So these are the immediate problems. So using IoT technology, what we can do? So our another implementation is Project ID ES06, heart attack detection and alert system using IoT. So what is the idea? Same way, you remember, for every implementation for anything there should be a brain of the system, and that is our microcontroller. So I always prefer Atmega 328 PPU because of its different sizes, because it can be in a small form, Arduino Nano, Arduino Uno, Arduino Mega, Arduino Micro Nano, like lot of possibilities are there, different sizes are there. So we are using the preferable microcontroller as Atmega 328 PPU. Now we have a power supply, this can be a battery, then this is our IoT microcontroller, means it updates all the information to the hospital web page. Now that HC05 Bluetooth will just update the information on the mobile phone also, what is your current heartbeats. Now for this, you remember that IoT is the implementation of sensor in real time. So there are so many types of sensor. So you see, this is a heartbeat sensor actually that I have connected in my finger, so I can see the readings. So even it's possible, I will zoom it and show you, it's possible to see the heart beats. Can you see this graph? This graph is coming from my finger live. So in the video it will be much clearer, I'll show you. So to see this video, you have to just right click and open in the link, and it will open our another implementation video, that is this one, but it is available in my system in much better quality, so I will show you this one. Yes, heart attack detection and alert system using
Hi
IoT.
friends.
So you can have a look here. This is our, this is the heartbeat sensor which I am using in real time in the LCD. LCD stands for liquid crystal display. So in the LCD it will show you the heartbeat reading also. So it's 94 and the graph is here. Now you see, when the reading changes, every second it will check the readings, and as the reading changes in the real time, the graph will be plotted here. So the graph changes as per our heartbeats. So 94 was there, so it changed. Now sometimes if you want to see that okay, its reading is correct or not, you just have to stand and sit for 2-3 times. You will be able to see that okay, the readings will be changing. So reading will fluctuate from 85 to 102, like that. It keeps on going. Now what is the solution of this? I mean, why we are doing this? Already we already have a real time systems to detect our heartbeat. Then what is the use of this system? The system is very usable. You can see this blue color light, this light is blinking based on my heartbeat actually. If this is removed from the hand, this light will not blink. So this represents our heartbeats. So what is the use of this? Use is, suppose some person has this device he is wearing in the hand, and there is one IoT connection devices. So that what it will do, once the person gets any abnormality, like this is the C programming we have written. So in the C programming we have given the logic, if the heartbeat goes below 60 or the heartbeat goes above 130, then what it will do, it will update the information immediately to the concerned hospital that this person's heart is not beating properly, the person heart is getting it's getting abnormal, and if the person is getting heart attack, suddenly the heartbeat will increase and it will decrease. So this fluctuation will be caught by this sensor and it will update everything online using this IoT system. That IoT system name is ESP8266 microcontroller based IoT updation system. So have a look how it works. Yes, now you will be thinking that how we can bring this much big heartbeat, or how we can bring this lesser heartbeat, because practically it's not possible, right? Like I cannot stop my heartbeat to lower level, or I cannot increase my heartbeat to very high level. So what we have to do for that one? So what idea I found, that if I remove this sensor immediately, not slowly, suddenly if I remove, means that graph spike goes like this, very high, and then it comes like this, very low. So this high and low will be caught by the sensor. So that like that way I try to forge it and have a look what is the implementation. So this is the same way all our heartbeats informations are coming on the online web page. As we are putting username and password on the admin page, you will see that all the information will be coming. Yes, so actually you will not be able to see, but it is the information that our heartbeat is beating with what range, what is the value. So all these informations are available. Even our Google Map location is available. So in case if the heartbeat goes abnormal, automatically the person will know where is our location. So if I want to see the location, I have to just click on the link available there, and I will be able to see the patient's location almost immediately. In my mobile phone, if I am opening, I can click on, if I want to go to that place, I can go there. So that why we have given this one, so that ambulance can reach to our place without any delay. Date, time, every information will be available. So hospitals can identify that this information is not old, this is a new one, and the latest information is this one. So let's have a look. If I suddenly remove my finger, actually I try to force this by removing the finger and putting it inside immediately, so it gets different beats. You can see the blue color light which is changing as per my finger. So if I try to do like this, means the heartbeat is coming less and it's coming warning heart attack detected. So warning heart attack detected means automatically it will update all the information to the web page. Have a look here, it's coming there. Yes, warning heart attack detected, like that one information will be coming with our location. So what the doctors will do, they will immediately go to the link and they will be able to trace our location and they will reach to us. Yes, like this. Yes, this is along with our heartbeat information, the patient name and the location of the person will be updated. So just we have to click on the location and the location will be visible to us. So what all the things are there, once again I'll show you. This is LCD, 16x2 LCD. This is Arduino Uno system of microcontroller. Then this is IoT update page, and in my finger that was heartbeat sensor, and this is a power supply, and here only the information comes. So as in my finger there is no heartbeat sensor, so this blue color light is not glowing. If it is in my finger, it will just sync with my heartbeat. How many times my heart will beat, that many times this LED screen will work. So actually it's practically possible to implement IoT and work in real time. Now you will be thinking, see, this is very big one. This project is almost like half feet by half feet. How the person will be carrying this? So there are two solutions. First, if this project we are making in real time, we can just shrink everything. Why this transformer and this power supply is there? Because we want a continuous power supply. Instead of these two, we can use a battery. So that two things will be removed automatically. Now matter comes for IoT device. IoT device also, if we manufactured in real time, we can reduce this size. Then Arduino Uno is this much big, but Arduino Nano is so small. Even instead of using Arduino Uno, we can use Arduino Nano. Why we have not used? Because in that there is no provision of direct LCD connection. Here it was possible to just insert it and use it. So I used Arduino Uno, and this is heartbeat sensor decoder. So this decoder also can be removed by shrinking the size. So the whole project will be of almost this size. So that will be like a portable pocket device that person can keep in the pocket. And this heartbeat sensor you are seeing, that heartbeat sensor can be in the form of a ring or in the form of a bangle. So it is possible to make biometric jewelry devices in future, and that will be helping the people. So this is just a practical model that works. So it means its possibility is there that in real time also it will be working. So I hope that was clear to you. In our question and answer session, we will discuss lot about that one. So this was the heartbeat sensor, that green color. So if you want to see that complete video, you can just click on this and you can go to the link, or you can click on this logo and go to our YouTube channel. In that you will find a lot of videos, lot of innovation which we are doing. Now problem number 3. So what is problem number 3 actually is attack on ATM and cash robbery. So you'd have heard about the news actually that so many ATMs are looted. What they're doing, the people will enter inside the ATM box, they'll break the ATM and they will take the cash and they'll go out. It happened already in so many places. So you can see, especially in the remote areas, this problem happens. Now there is a ATM guard actually on the gate of ATM. They'll be sitting and they'll be helping the people. But most of the people, most of the banks, what they have done, they have recently removed all their ATM guards. So even the ATM guards are available, they will just show them the knife or something, and they will just hostage them. So they will not be able to do anything. So these things are very common. It happens in the countryside area always. So you see, in the case of Telangana, Maharashtra, Haryana, NCT, Madhya Pradesh, I'll show you by zooming it. Telangana, Maharashtra, Haryana, NCT, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Gujarat, it happens almost in many states. So that is a big problem. So if the amount is looted, once they loot this amount, it will be like 15 to 20 lakhs rupee. So in the 15 to 20 lakhs rupee, that amount will be lost for the people as well as for the public as well as the bank. So what is the problem? How we can solve this issue? So our another project ID is ES09, that is ATM protection system using IoT. So think about that, how IoT can help to protect these type of ATMs. So this is the block diagram of that. First of all, we are using a microcontroller system, and we have a gate open close mechanism. Means I'll tell you the complete story. What happens once the person tries to break the ATM? What they will do, in almost every ATM there will be a gate. They have to open the gate and they have to enter inside ATM. Because AC is running, the gate will be there. So they have to enter inside the gate, and then they have to break the ATM. So two things we have identified. They have to open the gate and they have to break the ATM. Without breaking the ATM, they will not be able to take the cash. It means they will apply some force on the ATM boxes. So opening the gate and breaking these things. So you remember these two, that we'll use next. So what we are doing, once the gate they are opening and they are entering inside the ATM box, they will try to break it. So while breaking that, what they will do, they will use a lot of force. So we have a vibration sensor. Vibration sensor, what they will do, vibration sensor will sense that some amount of force is applied on the ATM boxes, on the metal body. See, you will be thinking that okay, some people enter, every time some people will be entering in the ATM, and they will try to break, they will just try to touch the ATM. Some amount of force will be there, so the system will activate from that. No, it will not activate if minor vibration is produced. It will only activate when too much amount of force is generated by using some hammer or something. Then only it will activate. So that is the idea. So vibration sensor will be sensing whether somebody is trying to break the ATM. So once it senses, it gives the command to the Arduino. So Arduino will understand, okay, some force is generated. Now what it will do, we have a motor driver IC. This motor driver IC will be responsible to open and close the gate. So what it will do, once it is finding that some amount of vibration is there, suddenly it will close the gate. It means the person will not be able to go out. Now in the ATM box, ATM is made up of metal body almost. So in the metal body there will be heavy electric shock, but that will not be that much heavy to kill the person. And that too, it will not be continuous, like it will come and go, it will come and go, like that. Mild electric shock will be there. So at least the person will be getting shocked, okay, I should not touch this metal box, I should not try to break it, like that the information will be coming to the person in mind. So one electric shock will be generated in the metal body of the ATM, and gate is already closed, metal body is having the current. Now what the person will do, he will think that, okay, anyhow I have to go out. He will not try to break it. Even he is trying to break also, one nerve gas spray mechanism will activate. It means it will start spraying mild amount of gas, so the person who is there inside, he will become unconscious, or at least he will not be in the senses to break the ATM. Now immediately our IoT device will update this to police station. It will update to the police, it will update to the branch manager and all the concerned authorities that, okay, some attack is there on the ATM. Now you will be thinking, practically is it possible? Yeah, it's possible, because we have already made it and checked it. So what we have done, you can see there is the same Arduino system available here, IoT system is available here, and this is the transformer as a power supply, and this is one electrical power generation device, and this is a CD tray that you see in the laptops or computers. So in the PCs you will see that this type of tray is there that comes as open and close. So it's not like that this model only can be used. We can use in real time locking system also. We can connect with this one and it will work. So actually we cannot bring that ATM in our office, so just we made it as a arrangement. So I'll show you in the practical things how it works. So same way, you have to just right click and open this link in new tab. Then you will be able to see the complete process there. So you can see that, but I have that in a much better quality, so that I'll show you. Okay, so ATM protection system using IoT is this one. So you see there is already breakage of ATM, and because of this we have developed this concept. In this the block diagram is already there, which I have explained. Yes, so have a look here. This is a LCD display. Here all the informations are coming. Okay, system is safe, it is not safe, some attack is there, like that. What is happening here, that comes in this display. But we don't need to see this display, that is just to see if we are nearby the system. Now all the information will be updated online also, so that also I'll show you. So you can have a look here, and this is the gate mechanism, and this we considered as a metal body of ATM. So how it works, you can see this is the Arduino system, and this is the brain of our complete system. So this microcontroller is Atmega 328 PPU microcontroller, and this is the vibration sensor. This only you are seeing the red color, no? Because of this only it shows that now this is on. So actually see here, this is this vibration sensor. This vibration sensor, there is a two red color. Actually one red color will be continuously glowing. So this means that it's getting the power supply, and this red color will only glow when we are producing some amount of vibration. So this is actually a vibration sensor which can sense if any type of vibration is produced. So that we have to connect with the ATM body. So ATM device body will be there, in that we have to connect it. So somebody is trying to break it, means you just see, if I produce little amount of vibration, means it will give that little bit of light. It means that it's experiencing some vibration. Now we didn't have a this one nerve gas. So instead of that, we added one perfume spray, so it can spray, and we can replace this spray whenever it's needed. And this motor actually closes and it sprays the this pump. Then we have this metal body here. You just remember this place here. If any type of vibration is produced, there will be heavy spark. That heavy spark actually will be showing that it's getting 20,000 volt of current. 20,000 volt of current, but ampere rating is very low, so it will not kill the person, it will give just the shock. Now this is the gate mechanism, this is the motor driver. So now how the system activates. So when the system activates, at first this door will open actually. Yes, so once that you are starting the ATM system, the gate will open actually. It means the people can go inside and they can take the money and they can come out. So like this the door opens. So like this. Now if we produce some amount of vibration, see that mild vibration means it will not activate, more amount of vibration means it will activate. So first the gate will close like this, the gate will close and there will be one spark. Once again I'll show you, just have a look. The gate closes, the spark will be there, it means it's producing 20,000 of volt to the ATM box, and this motor will spray this pump. See that motor is coming. Yes. Once again I'll repeat the process, have a look. Once the project starts, that gate will open. It means anybody can enter inside the ATM boxes. They can take the cash and go like that. So the main gate is opening. Now if we produce some vibration, means somebody is trying to break the ATM. So this red color relay is activating, and you see this motor comes, there is one spray and it goes back, and there is one electric shock thing will come. Once again I'll show you. So once again we'll see, did you see that there is one spark that represents there is a heavy current to the metal body of the ATM. Once again we'll see. See, again it activates. The spray activates and we'll close it, and the whole system will be buzzing. It means that it's representing that there is some problem in that, so the people will come and help them. Now this gate, what is the first mechanism? The gate closes, that nerve gas starts, and the current sparks, and it reports to the concerned authorities. Then this is the online website where we have to check that all the reports. We told that all the information will be updated on the website, and there all. Yes, so as usual this is the IoT page, there all the updates will come. If ATM is attacked, it's compromised, means which ATM is compromised, so that information should come to the website of police department, as well as to the banks, as well as to the concerned authorities. So what we have to do, we have to give the username and password. This username and password is changeable, you can change it. One more thing, suppose you want to check it in real time, you can go to iotclouddata.com 20log209 and you can even check. This will be updated to you also. So whenever the ATM starts, at what time, which location, which date, every information will be updated like this. So whenever it starts, it will be updated like this. So this is just the update. Now you see this, there is a warning. Warning, ATM at IG Square SBI ATM is under attack, location is this one. So it means what? This means this is just for information. This is the warning that okay, that this type of attack happened. So you remember, while showing you, actually I have started it 2 times. 2 times I have done that that warning. So because of that, 2 times it's updated here. Now if I want to show the location, police want to know where is the exact location, means what they will do. So I want to know the location, means if once IG square is coming and you are from Pondicherry means you will understand where is the location. But in IG square also many ATMs are there. Which ATM I am talking about? So for that purpose, we should have the exact Google Map location. So just we'll select it, right click and go to Google. You see the exact location of the ATM will be there. You can just click on, you can send it to your phone, means we can send to multiple police people, or we can click on directions and we can straight away go to the location like that. So what it can do, this can solve the big problem that ATM robberies can be solved to the much extent. Now our another problem number 4 is, okay, solar energy is the future. So you know that for the development of a country, so many features, so many things are required. One of the major thing is that we should do less imports, we should do more exports. So what things, which things we are maximum importing? You have idea? What we are importing is petroleum, diesels, this type of fossil fuel things, and that costs a lot to our country. So this is the plan of our country. Already they have declared that after 2030 there will not be any fossil fuel vehicles on the road. No diesel, no petrol, only electrical vehicles will be on the Indian roads. That is the idea. Now if that much amount of electrical vehicles are there, that you are able to replace the complete fuel things, then what is the main problem with that? You need to have more amount of electricity to recharge those vehicles. Otherwise we will not be able to recharge those vehicles. So to recharge we have to produce more amount of electrical power supplies. Now you see, these are the different states which produces maximum amount of solar energy. So you see, Karnataka produces 24%, Telangana 16%, Rajasthan 11%, Andhra Pradesh 11%, and Tamil Nadu 9%, and likewise these are the different states. Now what is the main problem? 16 to 22% of energy only we are using. Like if you have a solar panel and how much amount of energy it can produce, we are able to get only 16 to 22%. And what is the reason? Maximum big reason is this type of bigger solar power plants cannot be installed in the cities, because already in the cities less places are there. So where we are going to set it? We are going to set on the barren lands. Barren land means where there is no cultivation, the land is unusable. That type of places we are going to use this type of solar panels. So you know that in Sahara Desert actually maximum amount of bigger solar plants are already installed. So what is the main problem? On those places, on those barren lands, the people cannot go there and clean it, because if the solar, if you find it, if this is a 1 solar panel or 2 solar panel or 10 solar panels, you can clean it by hand like this. Think about this one. This is 1000. So how will you be able to clean it? Think about a system, think about a robot. If I am putting the robot here, the robot will move like this and it will clean the complete solar panel. And when it has to clean, when it has not to clean, that instructions we can give online. So that is our initiation. So if we implement this system, we can solve a lot of problem and we can generate a bigger solar energy system that will be sufficient to provide the complete amount of electricity which we are using. So solar panel cleaner, mechatronics association with IoT. So this technology is actually mechatronics plus IoT plus embedded system. So this is the idea, the same robotic system, but on the top one water tank and pump is there. But this is an automatic robot. You are not going to control it. You are just giving the instruction and it starts to work. So this is a solar panel. That we have to clean. Now, for our demo purpose, we have attached only 1 solar panel. Think about, suppose we have a solar panel that is a bigger one. For example, I think 1 is there. If we are putting here 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, like that we can have more number of solar panel. So the single robot will be able to clean multiple solar panels in real time. That is the ideology. Now have a look here, the same video is available. We have implemented it, it worked well, and then we have added the video in real time. So you can straight away right click and open this. and go to the video, the complete explanation, complete processing is available, but still I have that in better quality, so I'll show you. Ours is ES10. So that ES10 video is available here. Suppose somebody want the video in HD quality, they can ask me, I'll give you. Okay. So the same thing which I told you already, that these are the different states which produces more amount of solar panel electricity. So but still we are not able to use that on a maximum level. See, our country, the country's solar installed capacity reached 37.627 gigawatt as of 31 March 2020. India produces 37.627 gigawatt. That is way high, but still that cannot replenish completely the fossil fuel system. If we want to do fossil fuel system, means we have to have a more power generation system. Now, India has the lowest capital cost per megawatt globally to install solar power plant. Means it's cheapest in India to produce electricity per megawatt. Like if you want to install multiple solar panels and you want to generate electricity, you want to sell the electricity to electricity department, then that process is cheapest in India. But only 16 to 22% of the solar energy is usable. Other all are getting wasted. So using IoT technology, what we can do with this, or how we can solve this one, is our next problem. So all these things in detail you can listen in YouTube. So this is the problem actually. Only after some time, if too much amount of dust is there, too much amount of dirt is there, it won't be able to get complete amount of electricity. So if it is solar panel is 10 or 20 or 15, you will be able to clean like this. But what about this one? This will be huge number of. So we have created this system, this robot actually. This robot moves on the ramp. This is a ramp actually. On the ramp it will move up, it will clean it, and it will come back to its a prior location immediately. So just have a look on this, you will be getting the complete idea. And to give the how the robot activates actually, we can give the instructions online when it has to activate. So during the starting of my talk, I told that using IoT mainly we are doing two things. Either we are updating the information online, or from online we are controlling some devices. So these two things are we are doing. So first three things you have seen, that how we are updating the information online. In this fourth thing you will see how we are giving the control, how we are controlling the things, the robots online. So that way will be downlink will be available here in this video. So the robot will be moving from here. Control this robot online. So if you are finding the solar panel energy is not that much good, it's not getting maximum amount of energy, means you have just to press a button online and it will be able to clean the robot. The robot will be activating and it will clean the complete system. You can see that there is a water tank available here. In that water will be there, and that water will be pumped up by the motor and it will clean. This shaft will clean the things, because from this pipeline the water will be coming on. So now we'll see the practical implementation, how it works and how it's going to make the things. So as you can see, there is a water tank here, and there is an Arduino and IoT device, motor driver and relays, and we have a cleaner system over here. So these are the components which we have used to complete a robot, and there is a motor here that will be moving this this shaft, and there is a water pipe, so that water will be falling on this and this shaft will be moving and it will clean the solar panel. So have a look on this, how it works. So it will move on the ramp, so it should not go off the track. So to maintain that on the track, we are using this type of tracked systems. So it is connected with our same online page. Yes, so on the online page there is a digital log page where we can see if any information is updated that you have already seen so many times. It takes few seconds to update, because once we press this reset button means the program starts from the starting. So it will update the information, okay, this robot started. It means in the solar panel cleaning process started, like that. Yes. So solar panel cleaner robot number 456 activates at the place where that robot is installed. So for example, we have 500 robots. So this robot is for number 456. So this robot started. So if anybody is malfunctioned, it's not working. So that time we'll know that okay, all are started, this robot is not started. For that we have given this one as a general process. Now we have a digital output. So this digital output you are seeing first time, because in the previous 3 projects we have not used. In the same web page there is a digital control system also. Once I on this switch, this robot will start to move, because the downlink is connected with the robot. So to get we are giving the instruction from here, and the robot receives the instruction and it starts to act. So we will on this one. Okay, one thing you notice. So when I am oning this switch, you see this light. This light is glowing right now. It means it's not receiving any instructions. So once I on the switch, this light will off. It means it's giving the instruction and it received online. And you see how approximately 2 seconds it takes to activate. So think about, the distance is 1 meter or distance is 1000 kilometer. That doesn't matter. 1 second or 2 seconds only it will take. Just have a look. Once I press the switch, this blue color light in the IoT system will off. Means it received the information. Yes, so once I on this means it will just move little bit, and it's giving some drop of water and it's cleaning. Then again it moves to some place and it stops and releases some amount of water, and again the shaft will be cleaning. Now again it will come back and it will stop. Yes, so that is the idea. So what it has to do, it is moving, cleaning, coming back. Now how many times till it is on, it will be, once you are making it off and again on. See, once I offed it, again this blue color light is glowing. It means it's not receiving the instruction again. If we go to data log, you see that before that information was not available. Now the information is available, that when the robot started, when it moved forward, how many times it cleaned the solar panel, at what time it cleaned the solar panel, at what date it did. So all these informations are available with date and time. So now this robot, you saw that it's cleaning one solar panel. Now we can increase the distance, like it should move 10 times the wheel should move, 20 times the wheel should move, 30 times the wheel should move, and it should clean one solar panel, two solar panel. So in a line 1000 solar panels are there like this. Yes, so in a line, for example, any number of solar panels are there, all are connected, for example, then it can clean all at a time. One single robot can clean a complete row. So for this complete row, one robot, for this one robot, for this one robot. So no need to go to this place and clean it. So now you see that many people, I think hundreds of people should be working here to clean this robot daily, because in that desert areas, almost daily the storm, that sandstorm comes. So that sandstorms will be making it dirty, and it will reduce the efficiency of the robotic system. So how many cycles are completed, that also it will come. One cycle means 2 times cleaning and 1 time reversing. So you saw that while moving it cleaned, then stopped, again moved and cleaned, and it reversed. So this is the idea. So all the informations it will be updating. This robot actually I made it on 21st March 2020. So it's updating 21st March 2020 at 5 o'clock. Okay, so that was the idea. Now, before going to the next thing, I have some more things for you. So I hope it will be clear to you about an IoT approach to pesticide spray robot, why we are using the pesticide spray robot. Then heart attack detection and alert using IoT. If somebody is getting the heart attack, automatically the ambulance and the hospital will get the information. ATM protection system using IoT means if any ATM is getting broken, then what we can do and how the police can reach on the correct time, and the person that culprits should not escape, that also we have taken care. Now solar panel cleaner for critical areas, like if it is placed on a different dangerous areas where the people cannot go often and clean it, so we can use it automatic system. Now we have already done so many things in the research field of IoT, and now that a few more topics are there that we are completing right now, and some of them are already completed also. So one of them is anti-kidnapping mechanism for women's safety. So you would have heard about the unfortunate case happened in Hyderabad. So after that we started to develop a system, anti-kidnapping mechanism for women's safety. They should make a system which should save the people from kidnapping. Now vehicle maintenance alert using breakdown. Suppose somebody is moving through highway and they are in middle of nowhere and suddenly their vehicles break down. So what they have to do? They have to call to the mechanics, and they have to tell the problem, they have to tell their location, then they will reach. It will take a lot of time and it takes a lot of problem, because what happened, the people who don't know how to use all these location services, they don't know how to find the customer care number, it's too difficult. So there should be something in the car itself to protect them during this type of situation. So I'll talk about them in little detail right now. Then transmission line damage detection system. Transmission line damage detection system already we completed yesterday actually. So transmission line damage detection system means if 1000 kilometer of wire is there and suddenly in the city also that wire goes through cities as well as from the villages and it goes through the towns. So in your area, suppose some wire is broken, I mean transmission current wire 11,000 volt. So that wire is broken and it came on road. What will happen? You have to call to that electricity board. They will come, they'll maintain. But till they are coming, if suppose somebody gets electrocuted, they get in the contact of the wire. Like this, it happened so many cases and many people died. So what is our system? That also I'll come up. Then Swachh Bharat smart dustbins. So this also we have already developed. So what is the idea? Like if suppose in different areas so many dustbins are there, but in the dustbin, what is the main problem? It will be overfilled. It's filled but nobody is coming to clean it. So this dustbin will automatically update the information to the concerned municipal corporation that you have to come and clean this box number, and this is the location of the box. That is the idea. So coming to this anti-kidnapping mechanism for women safety, in that I will talk a little bit. So women safety mechanism, how it works. So there is a small PPT with me. Okay, if suppose somebody is in this situation, like if they are going by the car somewhere and somebody comes and stops them from the front, and they will tell them to open the gate, they will show the gun like this and they will take the person to anywhere they want. So what we can do? For example, think a person is moving through the car and suddenly somebody stops the car. Now the person, what they will do, they will take the phone, I mean the person who is driving the car, she will take her phone, and what she will do, she will call to the police. Now police will ask, where are you? So she will tell her nearby location, if she knows. If she doesn't know the name of the place, That also is a big problem. Now police will ask, okay, you hold on and I will come. They will tell like this. And that too if she is getting the call within 5 to 10 seconds, because if the person stops the car, within 10 to 15 seconds they will enter in the car. So what they have to do, they have to make it some faster system where in 15 seconds it's not possible to call the police and tell them all the problem and location, everything. So it's not possible. So what is the real time solution? So what is our plan? In the car itself we can have a panic button. That panic button, what it will do, if you press the button, automatically it will update your location, your current location to the police department. You are in problem, you have pressed the panic button, what is your name, what is your location, that complete GPS location will be updated. Now what the police department will do, because this will take approximately 2 seconds to update the information, what the women's cell or police department will do, they will send the nearby escort party. Like on the highways also there is a patrolling team always there in the car. So they will immediately call them and those person will reach to you maximum in 5 to 10 minutes. In the 5 to 10 minutes at least, what will happen, this person who are the culprits, they cannot go very far away. Now there is one additional feature also I have done in this project. What is the idea? Suppose this type of people are there, what they will do, they will surely touch the handle of the car. That is their mindset. In that case we can connect the device that will have 20,000 volt of current. Now you know one thing, inside handle of car and outside handle of car, they are not actually connected, they are different. So what happens, once they are touching the outside handle of the car, the car will be having 20,000 volt of current. Once you press the panic button, automatically in the outside handle of the car 20,000 volt is there. So once this person touches this, the person will get unconscious. If more number of people are there, they will come to see this person, and in between this some 5 to 10 minutes time will pass, and in that time police will enter. So that things will happen. At least it will save the people their life. So that type of project we have done, and it's actually that practical things we have not checked, so only I have not put the videos till now on YouTube, but theoretically I have checked it, and with the simulators also I have checked it works. So what we are doing, in the car we are having a microcontroller system, there is a panic button. Once you press the panic button, automatically in the LCD screen it will come warning, it will update to the police department website that vehicle owner number, what is the situation, under attack, location, and request immediate action. So police will take the action. Till they are coming on the car outside body, I mean in the handle, 20,000 volt of current will be there, and all the vehicle indicators, means all the lights, vehicle indicators will start lightening. So the people will, if anybody is passing, they will also understand some problem is there, and through ESP8266 IoT board it will update all the informations online. So this is that another one which I talked. Then vehicle maintenance alert using breakdown. It is almost like first project only. In this, suppose somebody's car is breakdown, so what it will do, they have to press the button. Two buttons will have, one green color and one red color. Red color stands for this women safety. Green will stands for it will update the information to the car company. For example, you have a Ford car or Maruti car. So in the Ford car or Maruti car, if you press the button, that car company will know this car number, this location, and this mobile number. That person's mobile number also will update. So on this mobile number, they will call to you. They will get your mobile number automatically, no? They will call you and ask you what is the problem. So you will tell them. Then you don't need to tell them what is your location and all, because that is already updated. So they will send somebody and they will help you. Or if they can help you by car, if they can help you by a call, that also they will do it. Now next is transmission line damage detection system. The transmission line damage detection system, we have already developed it, but I don't think there is much time to explain that one. So this was the system. So in this it will update if the wire is broken, any two places wires are broken, so that wire information will be updated. Like we have given a bulb here. So once the wire is removed, I'll show you. I'll take just 2 minutes. So it updates the information with the date and time. So we are clearing the log, means we don't want any log previous one. Now it should update like that. So if I remove, yes, if I on the system, one update will come. Okay, transmission line breakage system activates. Now everything is safe. Second line. Yes, now if the wire is broken means, in that case it will update the information also. So if I remove the wire, this wire represents that, yes, if I remove the wire current to the microcontroller, then yes, immediately you see, power supply once I remove the wire means what it did, automatically it cut off all the power of the nearby areas, means the wire which fell down, that wire should not have current. So if it broken also, no problem. When it broke, it came down automatically from the power grid, automatically whole area power supply should be cut off. Be off. You see there is no power supply. It cut off the power supply because of these relays. And one buzzer sound, it will continuously sound will come. It means the people will be alert that okay, they should not come nearby. There might be some current or like that. There is some warning. Identify that there is some problem. So it means that people who are trying to cross this means they will stop there, understanding that there is some problem. Now we'll see. Immediately the information will be uploaded here. Yes, you see that so many updates came. Warning, transmission line damage in the pole number 346L and 34TL. It means that that is just the coding. In between two electric poles, for every electric pole to the electricity department there are some numbers. So they know that okay, this pole to this pole there is some problem. And as well as you know that location also it will be updated here. So many messages are coming. So they can go and wire. They can repair that one. And we can paste in the Google, or directly you can paste in the URL address also. So it's going to show you where is the exact location of the damage. So yes, this is the exact location of the damage. You can zoom it and go to the exact place in the Google map. So this was the updated system. With this you will be able to solve that problem also. Now Swachh Bharat smart dustbins means the same way, if the dustbins are full, automatically it will update the information to the municipal corporation and their location, as well as what is the percentage of filling, like 50%, 60%, 70%, whatever the percentage that dustbin is full, that information will be updated. So what is the benefit? That municipal corporation people don't need to go every time to all the areas and search for that whether it's full or it's not full. So all these things they have not to do manually. They have to simply sit in a place. Which area dustbin is more than 70%, they have to go and they have to clean it, or which area dustbin is more than 50%, they have to go and clean it. So don't need to go daily and invest that much amount of diesel and tractors and all. So this is the solution. And apart from this also, we have hundreds of projects till now, more than 1000 projects we have developed, but we have updated on the website about some less number of projects because we are finding that some are very confidential. We should not we should not reveal that one, and some are very good that they are going for patent. So those things we have not updated, and others we have already updated. So I hope it's clear to everyone. Yes, so I will just on the video again. Yes ma'am.
Thank you, sir,
Thank you ma'am.
for your brilliant presentation, and it was very innovative and informative, sir.
Thanks ma'am.
We are really motivated to know many applications of IoT, sir, like pesticide spray robot, heart attack detection, alert system, ATM protection system, solar panel cleaners, and so on. Thank you, sir. Thank you
Thanks.
once again for such a wonderful session and thought-provoking session, sir.
Thank you ma'am.
Dear participants, now it's time to interact with the speaker. Please
Yes.
post your queries in the chat box.
Yes, I can see that some people are asking for PPT. So madam will share the PPT, like you will be getting that one. So with that you can go to
Sure,
the web
sir.
videos and see. Yeah.
Okay, sure, sir. Here is a question, sir.
Yeah.
Mr. Prabjot Kaur.
Mhm.
Sir, how is it different from the sensor deployed inside the body? So
Okay.
it is more convenient.
Okay. How it is? 1 minute. I'm trying
How it
to.
is different from the sensor?
Okay. See, actually, inside body sensors and outside body sensors are different. Like inside body sensors, if you want to connect means they don't have that much power. Like for example, we have a pacemaker. Pacemaker is nothing but that heart fluctuating, correct fluctuating devices. Same way, inside body sensors also can be connected with IoT, but what is they have some limitations are there, like battery capacity. Continuously they should not work. Like 24 hours they are not working actually. So 24 hours, like in the case if it is inside your body, it's just monitoring. But once they are getting abnormal things means it will update. So it is totally different from inside body sensors actually. I am seeing the comment session, chat session actually. If somebody is putting the questions, I'll answer.
Okay, sir.
Yes, can we able to get alerts when new kind of virus is present in
Separate
air?
in air.
Yes. So there is a question that if new type of virus is available in air, we can get it or not. Like for in the case of corona, if I'm talking, I'll tell you. Already you have seen that we are using infrared body sensors, right? So this infrared body sensors can be connected with IoT, because any virus is present in the air means directly you cannot get it. You have to find it by the chemical process only. But one thing it will do, if it affects somebody body, for example in the case of corona, body temperature suddenly rises. So as a practical scenario I'll tell you, if you go to some shopping mall, they are checking everybody's body temperature. So if somebody's body temperature is high, automatically it will stop the gate for the person. It will not open the gate. So that it will detect. But in from the air, it cannot detect that. That type of sensor is not available, which can detect any type of virus from the air itself directly. But if it affects the body, their body parameter will change, and that time they will be able to find it. Sir, is it possible to make system that can work with voice command? If possible, then please let me know. Actually, you want to implement this kind of system by using IoT with Python language. Yeah, it is possible. It's because voice command, you know about, I think, Siri in Apple, then Google device, then Amazon Alexa. So these devices can be interfaced with IoT with voice commands, and very good actually. In my office I'm using, if I give any voice command, I could, actually they are doing correctly in that way. How can we use IoT in education field? I'll tell you one example. For example, you are available in examination cell. An examination cell won't allow you to take the mobile phones in many universities and colleges. So, and you are available in the examination cell, and you need additional seat, you need water, or you need any medication help for the students. So you'll be having some 2-3 buttons on the table. Once you press the button, automatically the information will be updated to the concerned authorities of your institution, and you can go and get it. Then other things I'll tell you. Question paper leakage system is also there. In a box, if the question is coming from university to your college, in between, suppose somebody opens, the information will be updated to the universities. So IoT can be implemented in education field in much extendable way. There is no way, no department actually where we cannot use IoT technology. It can be used. No, I have not done my schooling from BSF school. I have done my schooling from DAV. Sir, basic devices that we need to start teaching at college level. Basic devices will be Arduino. You can start from Arduino Nano or Arduino Uno from schooling level. That will be very good. And this was the question from Jafar Mazid.
Sir,
Yeah.
here is a question. Without Google Assistance, can we apply IoT on home appliances?
Yeah, definitely we can apply. I'll show you if I want to show actually, but that application is in my phone. 1 minute. Without Google Assistant also, that devices are actually possible. So if you click this means you'll be
Sir,
able to control. Yeah.
one more query is there for you.
Yeah.
What if thief use laser to break ATM machine? There would be no sound and no force.
I didn't listen, ma'am.
What if thief use laser to break ATM machine?
Mm-hmm.
There would be no sound and no force.
Ma'am, first of all, the laser technology which can break that much bigger sheet of metal doesn't exist, I think, because that much heavy laser you are telling, which is cutting the metal part of the body, metal body of the ATM, that is practically not possible as far as I am concerned, because that much heavy laser, it can give a scratch, but it cannot cut it. That much heavy laser, how will you bring it? And instead, if you are bringing also, it will be too costly. That person who is a thief, how they'll afford that one to cut it?
Okay. And this is the query from Chetan Sharma.
Yes.
Another question, sir.
Yeah.
You told us about security system of girls when they are alone in car. Do you have any system when they are nothing in any vehicle?
Yes, there are. It's possible
When
actually.
they are not in any.
Yeah, it is possible actually. For example, the girls are having a purse. Okay, they have the purse. Almost every girls will be moving with a purse only. Now you can use this type of vibration sensor inside purse also in a small size. So if you throw your purse, it will not activate. But if you throw your purse with a great force, it will activate, and the same system will repeat, like how it activated on the IoT page, their location, all the things will happen. So it's possible, instead of button, we can make a small vibration sensor inside the purse of the girls, so they will be able to activate it from there itself. One question is, sir, how would you detect fire? Which sensor is suitable for that? So there are two sensors actually for fire. One is flame sensor and one is LM49. So these two sensors can detect fire, and it's available on our website. On YouTube you have seen, no? One video is there for that flame sensor also. IoT has been increasing in recent times. How do you think will be its place in next few years? How more advanced it will be? It will be very advanced. In future it will be used for operation also. We have a robot in hand. That robotic hand we have to wear. Doctors from US can do operation in India. If they are moving their hand like that, that robot in India also will move like this only. They will replicate. So they can do operation from other country to India also using IoT, and that system is under research right now. Okay,
Sir,
without Google, yes ma'am.
Sir, you have explained the solution about the future problems and current situation. It is very useful to us.
Yes.
When it is all will come for use.
When it is?
When it is all will come for use.
Yes. So already we have checked it and we have implemented. Now somebody tries for patenting that, and some companies, they are taking, like whatever the system you are taking using right now, like your mixer grinder, ATM, computer system, all were under development sometime, but now they are in your hand, right? Same way, these research things will be coming within 5 to 10 years. You can see in real time working process. Yes, one question is there. Can we use smoke sensor for this purpose? For which purpose? For detecting fire? Yes. Question was, can we use smoke sensor for this purpose? Okay, suppose you are asking in the context of fire. Yes, we can use smoke sensor, but smoke sensors are not that much accurate. For example, when the smoke sensor will sense smoke, when the smoke is entering, if the fire is little longer distance, then till the smoke is reaching, a lot of fire will be spread out. So smoke sensors are not that much sensitive compared to flame sensor and your temperature sensor.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Sir, one more query is there. How IoT is used in education field?
How the IoT is used in medication?
Education field.
You are telling about
Education
field. Education field, yeah. So in education field, actually, I already told you, if you are in examination cell, that you can use, or question paper leakage system, that you can use. and how many times your students are, like for example, some assignment you gave in the lockdown period to some people to complete. Some students, 100 students are there. If they complete your assignment, then only the information will be updated online. Like you don't know whether they are completing or not completing. If you are getting that with you, you'll see. But actually they have completed or they have copied and pasted by somebody. How you can find it? Using IoT, it's possible to find that. Which Google Assistant can be only IoT on home appliances? So that Google Assistant you can use Siri, or Google Assistant you can use Amazon Alexa, or you can use Google Home Mini. So these are the different Google Assistant devices. Yes, I was showing on the phone. See, you can see that these are the switches of my office: tube light, fan, bulb. So these things. So all these things we can control using IoT from anywhere, all over the world. So these type of devices are actually available, but you have one application installed in your phone and you can control it. Or suppose some other person owns it also, it will update here. So in phone you can see that
Next
who is
question,
updating
sir.
this device. Yeah.
Okay. Sir, how the IoT impact on our daily lives? Is there any real life examples for this?
Yes, real-time example is this one. Like you go from your office to your home. So what happens in many big cities? Traffic signals are controlled by the IoT system only. So you are seeing that traffic signals are getting changed in every 90 seconds from one to another. But suddenly, what we'll see, if the traffic is more, every 60 seconds it's changing. So how all these things are changing? Actually, online somebody is controlling it. So in main cities, it's already available. And other fields also, like for example you are getting some informations, like you are purchasing some things, step by step all these things are updated. So how it's coming, that also IoT is actually updating this one.
Okay.
One more query, sir. IoT has been increasing in the recent time. How do you think will be its place in the next few years?
1 minute.
How more advanced it can be?
Yes, can you please repeat your question, ma'am?
Yeah, IoT has been increasing in recent times. How do you think will it place in the next few years?
Yes, IoT is keep on increasing. Till now what you have seen IoT implementation with robotics. Now you saw IoT implementation with embedded system, you saw IoT implementation with mechatronics, you saw IoT implementation with artificial intelligence, machine learning. All these things are possible. Biometrics, medical. So all the things can be combined to make much advanced systems. So in the future we are going to combine multiple things. Yeah.
How more advanced it can be?
Yes, it can go that advanced, like from other country, like for example from US, doctors can do operation in India. That much advanced it can go. In all the fields, in medical field, in your all the domains. Yes, your question, one question is, which technology do you think will make IoT a game changer in the future? So as per what I am thinking, space science will make a game changer actually. You know that company SpaceX actually is doing a lot of innovation, and SpaceX is for Elon Musk, you know that, I think Tesla owner. So that person is actually making a lot of changes. He is sending space shuttles, and IoT technology can do a lot of things in that, because you know that from other from other planet to our country, our earth, if we want to send a signal, it takes some lot of minutes it takes. But with IoT technology we can reduce that time if we use for space communication. Yes, so question is, can we use AI and machine learning for this purpose with data science? It's absolutely possible. You can club multiple things with IoT and it will work very good actually. IoT will give you the ability to connect all over worldwide. IoT is not having any range actually. It's unlimited range. If you take GSM, you can send SMS. It will be from country to country. You have to pay every time. If you take Bluetooth, it has range of some 10 meters. If you take any RF, it has some 100 to 200 meters. But IoT is only technology that is unlimited. All over the world you can communicate with that.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Here is a question.
Yeah.
With all its benefits, do you think IoT is also threatening the privacy of individuals at the same time?
Yes, it's correct actually. This question is very good. I was waiting for somebody to ask this question. So what happens? You remember whenever I opened a page, what I did, I just have put one username and password. Admin I'm putting, no? Then only it's showing all the informations to me. Now, this password things should be more secure. Otherwise, it can be illegally used. For example, I told you for women's safety that girl's mobile number will be updated to the police department, their location, their information, all the things will be updated. Suppose somebody knows, it means they will know that they can hack the system and police will not be able to reach the person on the correct time. So it can be misused. That is correct. But we have to make it more secure. Security level should be increased.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Now, dear participants, I sincerely appreciate your active interaction and your thirst to explore new knowledge and skills. Now, I invite Ms. M. Sri Kalpana to express words of gratitude.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the management of Gideon,
Is it audible?
good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the management of JMJ College for Women, Tenali, and the Department of Computer Science, I express my deepest gratitude to Mr. Roshan Kumar Singh
Thank you, ma'am.
for his generosity to accept our invitation and presenting the topic so wonderfully and lucidly to the participants. We got many positive comments about your session, sir, as you have highlighted on various aspects of IoT. Thank you, sir, for the outstanding and informative session.
Thank you, ma'am.
I thank Dr. Sister Perisamma Gade, the correspondent of the college, for her support to organize this time. I am indeed grateful to Dr. Sister Shaini KP, Principal, for her constant encouragement and guidance to organize this webinar in such wonderful manner. Thank you, Sister.
Voice rattle. Voice rattle.
Welcome to JMJ Education Dream World, JMJ College for Women Tenali.
Acharya Nagarjuna University adjudged the college as one of the best colleges in the university.
The college was conferred autonomous status and was reaccredited by NAC with B grade and recognized as college with potential for excellence.
JNJ College has 51 years of glorious history where thousands of students molded into women of wisdom and character.
Nearly 30,000 students have graduated and many of the alumni of our college are working as government officers, scientists, doctors, professors, engineers and social workers both in India and different parts of the world.
Campus placements is assured to all the skilled students. The unique features of JNJ College education is absolute discipline, highly qualified and well-experienced faculty, ICT, teaching and learning, green campus, spacious classrooms and laboratories, airy playground, air-conditioned cyber world, good cafeteria and glorious eco park, gym and beautiful hostel.
Come, visit, experience and cherish JMJ education and climb the ladder of success.
Courses offered: intermediate all groups, degree courses BA, BCom, BSc and BBA, PG courses MSc, MA and MCom, career-oriented programs, multimedia and duty care science.
Courses offered for 10th and 12th dropouts, paramedical and healthcare, fashion designing.
Certificate courses: medical lab technology, MLT, tailoring and embroidery, desktop publishing, DTP.
Admissions are in progress. Please contact SR Shaini, Principal, mobile number 94416-13054.
A warm welcome to dear parents and students. JMJ College for Women, Autonomous, Tenali. Mobile number 9700165855.
Dear participants, please pay attention. The feedback form will be sending to your mail ID. Once you fill the feedback form, you will receive your certificate within 2 days. If anybody of you don't receive the certificate, kindly mail to us. So once again, I thank every one of you for your contribution and cooperation to make this faculty development program very interesting and enriching one.